It's February 12th. It's time for our 24-hour message. Let's go ahead and see what Tarot, Universe, and Spirit have for us. Today is a nice positive day. The angel number 212 represents balance and love in all forms, whether it's self-love or love with our friends, our romantic partners, our families. So there's a lot of good energy kind of flowing out into the universe today. So I hope you all embrace it and enjoy it. We have the Star card coming out. We have the Eight of Cups here, and then we have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and clarify these while we talk about them a little bit. The Star card really represents, tapping into our main character energy, allowing ourselves to allow that inner light to shine brightly. Now, some of you might have some things in your life that you are walking away from in order for you to tap into that main character energy. That's what the Eight of Cups really represents. Walking away from the things or the sort of situations that are no longer in alignment with who you are, what your highest self is, and maybe things that are dimming that light, that inner light, or that sort of shining bright energy. The bottom of the deck with that Five of Pentacles being in reversal, we've seen this in the reversal on the bottom of the deck recently as well, really just kind of saying and hinting that things are starting to get easier for us. So let's go ahead and kind of see what these clarifying cards have, and we'll kind of talk about all of it together. So again, that Star energy was the first card to come out in this reading today. The Star card does represent, being in the driver's seat of your life, understanding that you are the writer of your book of life. We're all kind of living our own story, and so you're the main character within that story. You get to choose, what direction you're going to go, what chapters you would like to experience, the things, the people, the experiences that you're going to take with you. And so we have the Three of Wands in reversal coming out as a clarifying card here. I think some of you have a really good idea of the things that you would like to experience, or maybe you're starting to learn what this new journey or this new path is looking like for you. But in order for you to be able to take that leap of faith and start moving towards it, maybe there are some things we need to release. The Three of Wands in the upright says, we know what we want, what are we waiting for? This is in reversal. There's a challenge or an obstacle here preventing us from saying, okay, I know what I want, what am I waiting for? Now that Eight of Cups, we did mention that a lot of the times when we see this, it's the need to walk away from something that is just not bringing us that ultimate fulfillment. The Eight of Cups does not necessarily have to be a emotionally difficult ending to anything. This is just simply seeing that maybe the job, the relationship, the experience, or the environment that we're in is just never going to give us that ultimate fulfillment that we're looking for. And in order for us to be able to go and find that, we do need to walk away from this. It doesn't mean that we didn't learn something. It doesn't mean that we didn't have, the good time or a good experience when it was happening, but the experience has come to an end and it is time for us to walk away. Now, when you walk away from these things, you get this Page of Cups energy, which is fantastic because the Page of Cups represents these sort of new creative expressions that you get to align yourself with. I always say that the Page of Cups is kind of like the personality card. It gives us this sort of message and energy of who you truly are, that sort of version of you wants to come to the surface and be the main character, be the star. I always say, you're a different person than who you were at the beginning of this chapter, at the beginning of the experience. And so now that you're kind of at the end of the chapter and you're tapping into this star energy, you're trying to say, okay, I kind of have a good idea of what I want. Let me go ahead and remove the obstacles or challenges in my path so I can start moving towards that thing that I want. Now, there's this sort of calling for the truest self to be here. Again, you are very different than who you are a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. So let this new version of yourself come to the surface. Let this new version of yourself kind of lead the way as you walk away from this previous chapter, and allow that sort of new version, that personality, to have these sort of creative, expressive moments in any way, shape, or form that you feel called to. If you are an artist, whether you are a singer, a writer, a painter, a sculptor, a dancer, any sort of art, any sort of creative expression, the next 48 hours is going to be a good time to give yourself extra time to do those things, okay? Especially with that Page of Cups. Now, the bottom of the deck, again, we had that Five of Pentacles in reversal. Things are starting to get easier for the majority of us. We are kind of coming down the other side of that mountain, and we're starting to see this sort of forward momentum, and we can use that momentum to our benefit. And then we have the Eight of Wands here, and the Eight of Wands is all about forward movement, action, good news coming in as well for those of you that have been maybe waiting for news on a new opportunity, a new chapter, something of that nature. You might be getting that in the next week or so, because the grounding energy is a little bit longer, a longer base than the original message, and this is sort of 24, 48 hours. So maybe sometime in the next week you're going to start to hear that good news. But this forward motion on this deck, it's a wheel, and so I love seeing that, because we're talking about this sort of forward momentum, gaining momentum, moving down this mountain, and things starting to move a lot quicker. I think the big message here overall for the next 24, 48 hours, and honestly even through the whole week, and depending on when you're seeing this, there is this energy of saying you are the star of the show. You are the main character of your life. Allow yourself to remove any obstacles or challenges that are dimming your light or making you almost feel like you are no longer able to grow or take the driver's seat. Sometimes when we are in certain relationships or environments or jobs or situations, we take the passenger seat because we either have obligations or we allow other people to kind of maybe give their opinion or feedback, and we take that weight a little bit too much. So we end up jumping in the passenger seat and we allow other people or the experience to kind of, take charge on where we're heading. But now is the time for us to jump back in the driver's seat and say, I'm taking charge of where we're going. I'm the driver here. I'm the main character, and I'm going to allow my newest personality that has really started to grow and bloom through this experience to take, control on the surface. Really nice messages here. So I hope you all enjoy this. It is a full moon tonight, so make sure you go ahead and write down those obstacles or challenges that are preventing you from getting into that place. Take advantage of this forward movement over the next week, and I will see you again tomorrow for another reading. Aloha.